Howdy folks, Iowegian here. This is the rear end on my 66 Mustang, and I'm doing this video to give you the results of a little research I did. I was trying to figure out what this thing was, because it's definitely not stock. According to the door plate and other information I have on the car, it came from the factory with a Ford 8-inch with either 280 or 3.0 gears. Well, I measured the gear ratio manually, and it's about 3.56 to 1, 3.56. All right. And I also noticed that it looks a lot like a Ford 9-inch because the case is round and not oblong. So I did a little online research. Well, let me back up. I also needed rear brakes because when I bought the car, they were seized up. And I took it to a classic car mechanic, and they told me that it doesn't have stock brakes on it. And I told them I think I know why it's not a stock rear end, and I told them what I thought it was. And what I think it is a 1959 rear end from a Ranchero or station wagon, and perhaps a half-ton truck. I think they use the same ones, but I told them, I don't know, see if those drums and brakes fit, and sure enough they did. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily a 59 Ranchero rear end. So I did my own research, more careful research since then. And I'll point out a couple things here since I'm under the car. All right, so it has the shape of a 9-inch. It also, if you can see, it has two dimples, one on each side. There's no hump like you see on most Ford 9-inch rear ends. That's why I didn't think it was a 9 initially, but if you notice, it has a raised center band. You can kind of see it here, right in the center. It's a raised flat area. Okay, that plus the two dimples told me, using a quick search, that it was probably a late 50s Ford 9-inch. Okay, of course, the brake job I got done sort of confirmed that. But that's about all I know about it, other than I did take some, I don't have a lift or anything, and I didn't bother to jack it up, but I took some photos of the third member, which I'll show you, and that seems to confirm that it's a 9-inch. It's a special kind of ID you can do on that third member. It has one vertical rib, and I'll show you that in this video, those photos. That definitely confirms it's a 9-inch, and then there's a drain plug location back there that and the single rib tells me what sort of third member's in this thing. And yeah, so I've got it narrowed down to 1959, and it's I have not seen it cracked open. I did have the mechanic take a look in there and change the fluid and stuff. He claimed there was no drain plug. Well, there is not a drain plug in the case, the housing, obviously. Although underneath it, I can't see it right now, but I felt under there and it feels like there is a small fitting of some sort. But there's definitely a drain in the third member. It's probably a fill port is what it is. So I think he's correct. Maybe there's not technically a drain, and I'm not sure what the fitting is on the bottom part of the housing. But anyway, I guess it was a real pain in the ass to change the lube in it. But what I'm getting at is he told me it was an open diff, and sure enough, when I get crazy and smoke the tires, it seems like it is the passenger side mostly that spins, although a couple times I've had both sides going, so I don't know what that's all about. But I believe it's an open differential, which is just fine with me. I wish it was, traction lock or whatever, but back in this day, they didn't they didn't put these in the Ford 9 inches, I guess. So, anywho, bottom line is I've got a 1959 Ford Diff, Ford 9 inch, and I'm happy about that because they're heavier duty than what came in the Mustang originally. Yeah, so I just wanted to pass along the information that I got off the internet, and I understand this is a fairly common swap, is to put these old passenger car or Ranchero rear ends in Mustangs because they have the same width uh, that you need for Mustangs. It's like 57.25 inches, I think. So it's a direct drop in. I want to show you another interesting thing. The hubs on here they have the three holes, and I did notice that right away. My 67 had a rectangular depression and not the three holes. Well, I did a little research on that. Uh, that means I've got 31 spine axles instead of 28 spine. And that also leads me to think that this is indeed a 9 inch.